In today's video, I'm going to be unveiling my bike for 2022. Hey guys, I'm Tess. Welcome back to Dusty Betty. I'm excited to unveil my new bike for 2022. I'm excited to be working with Ibis again, and this is going to be my main bike for the year. All right, check it out. It's my Ripmo V2. This color looks really neat in person. It's not just a run-of-the-mill gray. It's got just a little bit of green and beige in it to give it a little more personality. So I'm excited. Thankfully, this bike came mostly assembled. I just need to put the wheels and the fork on, and I think I'm gonna put my longer dropper on this, and then we'll take a closer look. This is the new Fox 38, and holy cow, look at the stanchions on that thing. All right, so meet my new bike. This is the XT build with upgraded carbon wheels. This is Ibis's nice carbon rims. I've run these on another one of my bikes and they've been awesome. They came spec'd with these Assegai tires. They're 2.5 wide. It's a lot of tire, they're heavy, but they're a fantastic tire. And I do plan to run these for a little while so that I can put out a review with this build pretty much as is. It comes with the new Fox 38 fork, which I'm excited to try. I've heard really good things about the ride feel of this. There's kind of some new technology and design elements to that. It also comes with the Fox Factory Float X2, and this has high and low speed compression adjustment, as well as high and low speed rebound adjustment. The only thing that I tweaked was that I put my personal dropper that I've been running on my other bike here. This is the PNW Loam dropper. It's a 200 mil dropper that has travel adjust, and I was able to subtract 10 mil of travel, so it's set to 190. So it's nice. I've got a lot of range. I also love that this bike can accept that. This is a size medium. My previous Ripmo AF that I was running was a small, so it's interesting to kind of see some of the differences, and we'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. They're doing something really cool with the bars up here, so let's have a look. So I measured these bars and they measure 750 millimeters wide. If you go on Ibis's website, it says this bike comes with 800 mil bars. Well, it does. You'll notice there's threads here, and there are these little adapters, one for each side, and these thread in, and then suddenly these are 800 mil bars. Now this is cool because cutting carbon bars requires certain kinds of tools, and then if you go to sell it down the road, well, it actually doesn't have 800 mil bars anymore. You don't have to worry about that with these, which is kind of a cool way to do it, and I've never seen that before. So now instead of trimming your actual bars, you're just trimming these to get any additional adjustment that you want. I thought it'd be cool to put these two Ripmos side by side. I'm 5 feet 4 inches tall, so I'm right in between bike sizes, and I can go small or medium. With the Ripmo AF, I did decide to go with a size small, but this time with the Ripmo V2, I decided to size up to the medium to get a little more length, a little more stretched out, a little more confident on some of the faster, steeper stuff. And you can see that this size small, you can recognize that it's got some lower standover. For me, standover isn't too big of a deal because I've got pretty long legs, and also I very rarely flat foot with my feet on either side of the bike. I tend to stop with a foot on one side, but it is interesting to look at these side by side. Another thing you'll notice is that on the Ripmo AF, there's a lot of external cables kind of in the bottom of this frame here. So it's a little bit messier, a little easier to chew up your cable housing. And on the V2, it's just very clean. Everything is completely internal through this area. I also like that the bolts for a water bottle cage are just clean and tidy, whereas on the Ripmo AF, with aluminum, you don't always have as many options how you do things. So there is kind of an adapter that allows you to get a water bottle cage in there. If you were to compare a Ripmo AF and Ripmo V2 of the same size side by side, they'd have the exact same geometry. Now, even though I sized up to a medium with this bike, it still came in a good 1.5 pounds or so lighter than my Ripmo AF. Now this is an SLX build. I went with a little bit nicer XT on this, and there's a few other differences, but that's still a significant weight difference. And once I get some time on this bike, I'll be excited to report back to you guys and tell you what I think about carbon versus aluminum and whether or not it was worth the price tag. I had an Ibis Ripley that I got last year, and I rode it for a really long time, almost exclusively. But I found myself wanting to cut loose on the downhills a little bit more, push speed a little more. And so I have been using my Ripmo AF a lot lately, and I'm excited to get one that's going to be lighter weight. I weighed this bike with the pedals on and it came in at 32.52 pounds. That's fantastic for a bike of this travel range. This is 147 mil in the rear, 160 in the fork. So it's a pretty burly bike and I'm excited to rock the heck out of this thing. And I feel like for me, it's light enough that I'm gonna be able to, kick some butt on the climbs as well, feel pretty good. And I think there's a few little tweaks I'll make over time to shave even a little bit more weight off, but I'm really excited for this bike and for this build. You guys are gonna see a lot of it and it's gonna be a ton of fun. I wanna know if any of you guys are getting a new bike this year. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Get dusty.